USA made a gay bomb? The true story behind the bizarre military experiment. In the 1990s, a bizarre and controversial proposal surfaced that shocked the public. The US military wanted to create a bomb to turn enemy soldiers gay. Sounds like a plot from a sci-fi movie, right? Well, believe it or not, it's true. But how did we get here? What was the gay bomb? And why did the military think this was a good idea? Let's dive into one of the most outrageous experiments ever suggested. Hey everyone, welcome back to The Talkative. Today we're going to talk about something that sounds like a joke but was an actual serious military proposal, the gay bomb. What does that even mean? Well, in 1994, the US Air Force, under a program run by DARPA, actually proposed the idea of creating a chemical weapon designed to cause sexual attraction between same-sex individuals. But why would the military want to do that? Let's get into it. To answer that, we need to go back to the early 90s. The US Air Force was working on developing a new kind of non-lethal weapon, a weapon that would be able to disable enemy soldiers without causing death. The idea was to create a bomb that, instead of killing, would confuse and incapacitate the enemy by making them sexually attracted to each other. Yep, you heard that right. This weapon was supposed to turn soldiers gay. This idea came from a DARPA project, which is a part of the US Department of Defense focused on developing advanced technologies. The proposal was made by a nonprofit company working with the military. The goal was simple: to create a chemical compound that could be dispersed in the air to cause confusion among enemy soldiers by triggering sexual attraction between them. According to the documents, the chemical would be a form of pheromone, something designed to trigger sexual attraction, but specifically between members of the same sex. Now, this may sound like something straight out of a science fiction movie, but this was real. The proposal suggested that by using pheromones, chemicals that influence animal behavior, soldiers could be distracted or debilitated by unexpected feelings of sexual attraction. The thought process behind this was that it could create chaos and disruption in the ranks of enemy forces, rendering them less effective in combat. Imagine the military thinking they could create a magic formula to make people gay. That's basically what they were attempting here. They thought they could deploy these chemicals over enemy lines using bombs or other delivery methods, creating total disarray as soldiers would suddenly feel aroused by members of their own gender. As you might imagine, when news of this gay bomb proposal got out to the public, it became the subject of widespread ridicule. News outlets, online forums, and even late-night comedians picked up on it. The whole concept seemed so outlandish that many people just assumed it was a hoax or a joke. But here's the kicker: it was real, and it was a legitimate military project. People couldn't stop laughing at the idea that the US military was so desperate to find an edge in warfare that they considered turning their enemies gay. But this wasn't just some bizarre rumor. It was a real project, backed by research and government funding. And though it might sound absurd, the idea didn't get completely shut down right away. So, why didn't this ever happen? Well, by the early 2000s, after years of public backlash, internal debate, and scientific skepticism, the project was eventually scrapped. In 2006, the Washington Post reported that the gay bomb proposal had been abandoned. There were just too many problems with the idea. It lacked scientific support, it was ethically questionable, and quite frankly, it just wasn't a practical solution to anything. Despite being an actual proposal, the gay bomb ultimately didn't get anywhere. The US Air Force stated that the project was dropped due to a lack of feasibility and because it wasn't going to be an effective weapon. They also didn't want to create a weapon that would, for lack of a better term, mess with people's sexual identities. You know, the whole ethical thing. So, why does this matter now, years later? Well, the gay bomb story is a bizarre example of how science fiction sometimes crosses paths with real-world government research. It shows just how far some military projects will go to find new ways to win wars, no matter how strange or morally questionable those ideas may be. It also reflects just how much the military is willing to spend on experiments, even if they're completely unrealistic. So, there you have it, the story of the gay bomb, one of the most ridiculous but real military experiments in history. What do you think? Was it a ridiculous waste of resources or just a bizarre glimpse into the world of military research? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more strange and interesting stories from history. Until next time, stay curious,